Hello, Don here, and welcome to another 5 underrated anime video. Ready for more anime to add to your list? Unless, of course, you've already seen them. Let us begin. This first one is called Say I Love You. Let me say first off that when I began the anime, I actually didn't enjoy it. However, the farther in I watched it, the more I ended up liking it. This anime is about Mei Tachibana, a girl who hasn't had a friend or boyfriend in 16 years. This is because when she was younger, all of her friends, who she trusted completely, betrayed her when the class pet died and said that she was at fault. Now she has trust issues when it comes to anybody. In comes pretty boy Yamato, who finds an interest in her caustic personality and strives to date her, because unlike all the other girls fawning all over him, Mei roundhouse kicks him down the stairs, aka kind of the opposite of what he's used to. So this anime is basically a simp story before simping was popular. Of course, there's more to the story than just him simping, aka kind of healing wounds of past trauma. The next underrated anime is Serial Experiments Lane. I've talked about this in my top 5 horror anime video, and it is still such a hard anime to describe. And I think I've even done a quote-unquote review video. I think I just titled it, I finally watched Serial Experiments Lane, or something like that. Best way I can describe this, it is basically about the internet taking over your life. This anime is always talked about as being underrated, probably because it is an older anime from like 1998, I think. But the message in it that it gives about the internet, it still holds true to this very day. If you're into psychological horror, I 100% recommend you watch this one if you haven't yet. Speaking of horror, the next one is Shiki. This is a vampire anime that actually makes vampires scary. This anime is about the village Sotoba, which is thought of as a village surrounded by death, which becomes fact one summer. During that summer, there have been a series of strange and unfortunate deaths. A local doctor, Toshio, and the temple's vice chief monk, Seishin, become suspicious and decide to investigate themselves. Could the sudden epidemic have anything to do with the unusual Kirishiki family that moved in recently, that totally don't look suspicious at all? This family is full of suspense. This anime is full of suspense, and honestly, one of the better vampire anime I've seen, even if you obviously know who is behind it. It just still has that ominous feel all throughout the anime. The next anime is Takanomi. This is one of those anime that doesn't really have much of a story, but it doesn't really need to have one. It's about 20-year-old Michiru Amatsuki, who moved to Tokyo to change jobs. She moved into the all-female boarding house, still a house, where she meets a few others. The one thing they all have in common: food and alcohol. Yep. This anime is a slice of life, all about learning about food and drink. It literally is just a casual anime that's humorous and has plenty of lovable characters. Okay, the last one for the video is Girl of Sakuraso. This anime is about Sakuraso, a boarding house for the misfits the school doesn't know what to do with, how to deal with. This is where Sorata Kanda ends up because he has a cat obsession and wants to pick up any stray cat he finds. But the dorm he was originally in doesn't allow pets. The more he stays at Sakuraso, the more he sees how everyone there actually is honestly really talented on these different aspects. However, none of them captivates him like the new addition, Mashiro Shina. Mashiro is a world-class artist who is unable to feed herself nor clothe herself, since no one at Sakuraso dorm have any shred of responsibility. Mashiro duty ends up in Sorta's lap. This anime was one incredible joy that at first I thought it was just like a 12 or 13 episode anime, and I realized too late that it was actually double that. I watched this during the kind of grace period between the fall 2020 anime season and winter 2021 anime season, where I would kind of try to watch as many shorter anime as I could. The way each character was able to be so different yet blend together in the story was really great. And the amount of hilarious moments are infinite. So, there are 5 random underrated anime, or at least I think so. This might be the last one for a while since I can't think of any more or the ones that I've watched. Give me some suggestions for ones in the comments. If I didn't list any in any of these previous 5 videos, let me know in the comments if there's one you think should be considered unrated. And I don't mean popular yet hated. I mean truly underrated, like no one knows about them, that kind of stuff. So comment them below and I might include them in a future video if I can get 5 more. But for now, go out there and watch some great anime. Also, do you think any of the 5 that I listed here or in the previous ones that I've mentioned are actually underrated, or am I kind of lenient with how I view anime? Please subscribe and the bell to be notified of future videos. Check out some of my other ones, and I hope you'll return for more. Bye bye.